original.
And I'm in love with the money.
Hi, Christina.
Hi, Cardeen.
Thanks for joining me on this live. So I'll let you go first to introduce yourself.
Sure, yeah. I am Christina and I am a mortgage agent. I work at the Financial Forum and I absolutely love what I do. I'm super passionate about what I do and I'm excited to share that with you. For anybody that is watching, I work and do everything mortgage world-wise, and that can be anything with like purchases, refinances, which we are going to talk a little bit about today, debt consolidation, anything where you can make the most out of your home. I can help with that, and I love what I do, and I'm excited to share my passion and my knowledge with all of you today.
Awesome. And while Christina helps with the closing, I help with the coverage. So that's why we have coverage and closing today. So my name is Cardeen Williams. I am an insurance strategist. I help you make sure that your family is protected, your assets are protected, your business is protected, and also to make sure that you're on the right path for financial freedom. So today, our talk is titled Coverage and Closing. And Christina, I was just doing a bit of research and I found out that for this coming year, approximately $251 billion more dollars in mortgages is coming up for renewal, right? And
wow.
With that too, we know that the housing market has been a bit slower the past year. I'm sure there are buyers eager to get into the market for this year. What do you think?
Yeah, it's you can definitely see the shift of all the conversations that I'm having because, from mid 2023 until now, it's been a really, really interesting shift in conversation in the fact of, people are a little more willing to have conversations and people aren't, so intimidated by those rate holds and things like that. So, having those billions of dollars kind of up for renewal is really exciting for me because I think that provides such an opportunity and it's so exciting for me because I want to be able to help as many people as possible. And I think it's like 2.2 million people in Canada over the next couple of years are going to be renewing. So for me, it's a really, really fun time because, I'm just trying to help as many people as I can and make sure that they are getting taken care of and really utilizing everything that a refinance or a renewal can do for them. So that's a really exciting stat for me and I appreciate you sharing that.
Yes, and I'm excited for those homeowners too, because you said there are opportunities when it comes time for renewal, when it comes time to revisit your mortgages. I know with the rates right now, some people might find it scary, but guess what? We're optimists. We're looking for opportunities at every turn. So tell me, what are some of the opportunities at renewal?
Yeah, I love that question. So when your mortgage is coming up for renewal, more than likely you're going to get like a little letter in the mail or your email where whoever your current lender is just trying to get you to kind of lock in and renew at all your same terms and conditions. But take this opportunity to actually explore refinance because if you've had your home for quite some time, you've definitely built up some equity in the home. And so that provides so many opportunities at renewal or refinance. So definitely have conversations with mortgage agents and, let them show you what you can really make the most of that equity with. And that can be, if you've been thinking about investing in a second property or a rental property or even a cottage, this is kind of the time to do that because if you refinance for a little more, you might get your down payment for that home that you've been wanting or things like that. On the flip side, life has become very, very expensive as well. So there are kind of the darker realities of life and financing right now where people do need to consolidate some debts because, there are really high interest debts out there, like your credit card, your car, all these different things, even sending your kids to school, things like that. So at renewal or refinance, which ends up being kind of interchangeable, look at those debts that you have, those big debts that you have, and think about consolidating them because that I think is the right time to do that, and that'll give you that breath of fresh air. And that's one of my favorite things to help people with, is really that debt consolidation, because I don't want anybody to suffer, and I want people to, breathe and live life and enjoy, and those debts can really weigh you down. So
Yeah. So you mentioned two things there. You mentioned the opportunity for, again, investing in other real estate, and also to consolidate debt to reduce your carrying costs, right?
Yeah.
So from a higher interest rate to a lower interest rate. And guess what? There are even more opportunities out there. But before I get to that, I can testify that at refinance, you do get the opportunity to pull out that equity and get into your second or your third or even fourth property. I've done that myself with refinances, right? And for those who don't necessarily want to become landlords, because not everybody wants to, there are other opportunities to use that equity to invest. I like segregated funds. This is an offering that insurance providers put to the public, whether you want to use your tax-free savings account by investing in segregated funds, or even your RRSPs, if that's the way to go, if you're a high income earner, right? So it's not just real estate. There, if you love it, do it. I love it. I did it, right? But if you don't want to deal with tenants and the cars and the toilets or whatever, whatever your objection, think about using segregated funds as well. And with a consolidation loan, you also free up cash that you can use to further protect your family. And just so others know, life insurance is not just about income protection. It's not just about dying. You can actually invest with that freed up cash flow into a tax exempt life insurance policy that allows you to build cash value. And the goal of every investment is to earn over and above inflation rate, right?
Yep.
Right? Because otherwise you're kind of losing, right? And we don't like to lose, we like to win. So let's invest in real estate if that's what you like. Let's look at segregated funds. Let's look at tax exempt life insurance, right? So any other tips for those looking to get into the market, whether as a new homeowner or with an additional property?
My biggest tip, honestly, is just have conversations. If you are thinking about it, the best thing you could do is start to have conversations, whether that be with a mortgage agent like myself, a financial advisor, an insurance strategist. There are so many people that can help you. Start having conversations and get yourself on that path, because you know what? There are a lot of people that don't know kind of what routes to take and things like that. So just have conversations, speak to a professional, and they're going to be able to guide you. So if you're trying to get into the market, just jump in, have conversations, I think.
Yes, just dive in, right? It's no time in the market, it's time in the market, if that's what you want to do, right? And while this conversation is called coverage and closing, right? I personally think there should be no closing without the coverage, right? Because if you're investing in such a huge asset, whether it be your home, your personal home, or a second or third property, ensure that your assets are protected, meaning you are protected, because you are actually the asset and everything else is the eggs or the fruits of your labor or intuition, right? So make sure that you are protected, so your assets are protected. Get life insurance, right? If you have dependents who depend on you, get life insurance. Just in case something happens, right? We're not talking doomsday, but we know how life ends. Just in case something happens, right? You know the family can stay in the house. The debt is paid off, right? Because we do not want to, it's so important. We don't want to hear the sad stories of people forced out of their homes because they can no longer afford the mortgage. And the banks will come knocking should one person or the mortgage holder pass, right?
Yeah. And that's why, like in my process too, when we do come to that closing, and part of it is really connecting my clients with an insurance broker or agent or strategist. That is a really important conversation that I have with my clients too, because it's really easy for people to just brush by that insurance piece of it all, but you just, like you said, you just never know. So really, you can't really just brush by both of these closings and coverage. They really need to be married together, and that's why I love having somebody like you, because you can really help with that, and you really know what you're talking about and how to make the most of that coverage too. And that is such a really positive and advantageous thing when it comes to insurance, I think.
Yeah. And with insurance, right, there is a product for every goal or every budget, right? So I know sometimes for persons who are getting into a new home or buying a second or third, sometimes the budget is tight, right? But there are options to provide you with insurance coverage even on a tight budget, right?
Yeah.
So again, it is important. If you're closing, get covered.
Yeah. Yep.
And just note, some people like to look at the cost of things, but I like to look at the rewards, right? For pennies on the dollar, you get an instant lift to your estate value, right? An instant lift. To me,
What's
in my
better
mind,
than that?
Exactly. This is how non-millionaires can leave millionaire legacies, right?
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah. And the other thing to know, right? You mentioned that there is a darker side to what's going on in the economy right now, right? We know that people are struggling, living paycheck to paycheck. And if you use life insurance, especially the cash value life insurance, you are actually able to create a creditor protected pool for your wealth. Any cash value that's built up inside of a tax exempt life insurance policy is actually creditor protected if a preferred beneficiary is named, right? So imagine that, right? We'll never want our clients to lose, right? But
Yeah.
things do happen. So consider using your life insurance. It's a tax shelter, and it's also offers creditor protection as well. So it's to know the tools that you have available to you, to know the opportunities that life presents to you with a refinance, with pulling out equity to reinvest, right? And that also gives you the option to actually get passive cash flow to help you cover your bills, right? Investing in that other property, that's hopefully you can get rents over and above your mortgages. That's cash flow that will help you cover your bills. Returns on segregated funds higher than inflation rate, that can provide cash flow to help you grow your wealth and cover your bills, right? So talk to Christina, call me, and we can talk about the options that are available to you. So Christina, how do you want your clients or prospective clients or people just who want to just talk mortgages, talk refinance, to get in touch with you?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for asking. So if you can see that little banner at the bottom there, you can reach me on my phone number, 416-274-1502. Or you can go over to my website, and there are a bunch of different ways that you can connect with me. The website is christinademarinis.ca, so just my first and last name.ca. I would be more than happy to connect with anybody and everybody, because conversations make the world of difference.
Yes, and if you want to get in touch with me, call me at 647-951-6905. You can text message me too, or send me an email at info@moneymattersca.com. And we're both on Instagram. Hey, just message us directly if you want to. It was a lovely conversation, Christina. Thank you for sharing your wealth of knowledge. And I hope to chat again with you soon.
Definitely. Thank you for having me. And everybody have a great day. Happy leap year.
All right, remember, when you're closing, get it covered.
Yeah, you said it.